So, with that, I'd like to invite the first group up to give their presentation.
Alexis and Suman, and our prototype is called The Answer. So the problem that we had was that students were unaware of the flexible curriculum and the papers that were on offer to them through AUT. How we could fix this, we thought it would be a good idea to utilize augmented reality to fix this problem. So augmented reality is essentially superimposing digital content throughout physical areas. And a good example of that recently would be Pokemon Go, which is an augmented reality game. However, there are also other universities who are currently using this technology as well within the classroom. And so a group of nurses from the City University of London were tested as a focal group of how they could utilize augmented reality throughout in the classrooms. They had different workstations where they could scan specific papers and videos, and tasks were shown. So essentially what they gathered from that is that the students said augmented reality brings more interest to a learning environment and is also very interactive and fun.
We conducted a survey and gathered qualitative data from students that were within the School of Computer and Mathematical Sciences. And then we split the data into two segments and created an infographic and picked out different parts of data that were important, and we were able to find out what the problem was. So first segment, we looked at students who were aware that they could enroll in papers outside of their school. And we noticed that only 25% of the students were enrolled in the paper outside of the school. We noticed that there were very positive feedback of how they thought about the papers outside of their school, and that 94% of that 25% would recommend other students taking papers outside their school because they thought that it would support their future career more better than papers within their school. And then we found out that 76% of that 25% independently looked for papers offered, and 82% claimed to have seeked AUT staff members to find their paper of choice. So it's like saying that from this we were able to find out, to come up with a possible solution to make those percentages smaller, where they can look for the papers outside of the school without much of seeking AUT staff. For the second segment, we looked at students who were unaware that papers outside the area of study were available to them. And so we noticed that about 55% did not know they could enroll in papers outside of their school. And 76% from that 55% would consider taking papers outside their school if more information were available to them. We also noticed that 76% of students found it difficult to find information about papers offered outside their school, and that they considered the process too complicated. And so for our initial solution, we thought of utilizing augmented reality to create an interactive journey across the AUT campuses, where as if it was a self-directed tour. And so this would be primarily targeted at first year and international students.
So we looked into apps that used AR and that we could create content for, so we could see how